We are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 6. Brahma satisfies Lord Shiva from text 8 to 22. Text 8. After thus instructing all the demigods, the Pitas, and the lords of all of the living entities, Lord Brahma took them with him and left for the abode of Lord Shiva, known as the Kailasha here. Text 9. The abode known as Kailasha is full of different herbs and vegetables, and it is sanctified by Vedic hymns and mystic yoga practice. Thus, the residents of that abode are demigods by birth and have all mystic powers. Besides them, there are other human beings who are known as Kinnaras and Gandharvas and are accompanied by their beautiful wives who are known as Apsarasas or angels. Text 10. Kailasha is full of mountains filled with all kinds of valuable jewels and minerals and surrounded by all varieties of variable trees and plants. The top of the hill is nicely decorated by various types of deer. Text 11. There are many waterfalls, and in the mountains there are many beautiful caves in which the very beautiful wives of the mystics are found. Text 12. On Kailasha hill, there is always a rhythmical sound of the peacock's sweet vibrations and the bees humming. Cuckoos are always singing, and other birds whisper amongst themselves. Text 30. There are tall trees with straight branches that appear to call the sweet birds. And when herds of elephant passes through the hills, it appears that the Kailasha hill moves with them. When the waterfalls resound, it appears that Kailasha hill does also. Text 14 to 15. The whole of Kailasha hill is decorated with various kinds of trees, of which the following names may be mentioned: Mandhara, Parijata, Sarala, Tamala, Tala, Kovidara, Asana, Arjuna, Amrajati, Mango, Kadamba, Thuli, Kadamba, Naga, Punnaga, Champaka, Patala, Ashoka, Bakula, Kunda, and Kuravaka. The entire hill is decorated with such trees which produce flowers with fragrant aromas. Text 16. There are other trees also which decorate the hill, such as the golden lotus flower, the cinnamon tree, Malati, Kubja, Mallika, and Madhavi. Text 17. Kailasha hill is also decorated with such trees as Kata, jackfruit, Julara, banyan trees, Laksas, Nayagrodhas, and trees producing Asapitidium. Also, there are trees of betel nuts and Burjapatra, as well as Rajapuga, blackberries, and similar other trees. Text 18. There are mango trees, Priyala, Madhuka, and Inguda. Besides these, there are other trees like thin bamboos, Kichaka, and varieties of other bamboo trees, all decorating the track of Kailasha hill. Text 19 to 20. There are different kinds of lotus flowers such as Kumuda, Utpala, and Satapatra. The forest appears to be a decorated garden, and the small lakes are full of various kinds of birds who whisper very sweetly. There are many kinds of other animals also, like deer, monkeys, boars, lions, kshasas, salyakas, forest cows, forest asses, tigers, small deer, buffalo, and many other animals who are fully enjoying their lives. Text 21. There are varieties of deer such as Karnantara, Ekapada, Asvyasa, Braka, and Kasturi, the deer which bears musks. Besides the deer, there are many banana trees which decorate the small hillside lakes very nicely. Text 22. There is a small lake named Alakananda in which Sati used to take her bath, and that lake is especially auspicious. All the demigods, after seeing the specific beauty of Kailasha here, were struck with wonder at the great opulence to be found there. Thank you, Prabhuji. My apologies for any wrong misspelling of the words. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prashant Mataji. Hare Krishna. When you're ready, you can start, Prabhuji. Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prashanti Prabhuji, Prashanti Mataji, for reading the translations for today's section. And thank you all for joining today's Bhagavatam session. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, 6th chapter, titled Brahma Satisfies Lord Shiva, and from Slokas 8 to 22.
Yeah, texted 12 only, Prabhu. There was a mistake in the message today morning. Yeah, from 12 to 22 is good, Prabhu. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhu, then we'll go over from 12 to 22. Thank you.
Actually, like yesterday, Prabhu was covered till 7. He said from 8 to 14 it is one thing. So that's the reason I changed it, Prabhuji.
Oh, really? Got it. Thank you so much, Mataji. Yeah, sir. Sorry, Prabhuji. And continue.
I'm sorry for
That's
not
okay.
informing you today.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, we can touch quickly those also. Yeah, we'll start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnaprestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatadeshatarani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gauravaktarunda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, thank you all for joining. So today, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, 6th chapter. So just to give you a background, this is the past time where we heard how when Daksha started Yajna, and though Daksha did not invited Lord Shiva or Mother Sati, and how Sati attended the program, hoping to convince his father, her father, the position of the exalted position of Lord Shiva. But when she was not able to do that, then she left her body. And in the last chapter, we heard how Lord Shiva, when he heard about Mother Sati leaving the body, then he became very angry. And then he created this powerful, tall, black demon, whose name is Veerabhadra. And this demon, along with the many other Lord Shiva's followers, they all went to the Daksha's sacrificial area, and they destroyed the yajna, and they messed up the whole area. And not only that, they also injured many demigods, and they killed Daksha Prajapati. And today we are continuing that. And yesterday, His Grace Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu nicely narrated the first section of this chapter, how all the priests and demigods who are defeated by Lord Shiva's followers, they all approach Lord Brahma seeking his guidance and help and for corrective actions. And also it is mentioned by Maitreya Muni that Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu know that these kind of things will happen, so they did not attend the yajna. So now Lord Brahma, seeing all the demigods and priests, he chastised them for not honoring Lord Shiva. Then he is taking all of them to Lord Shiva to pacify him. So while they are going towards Lord Shiva, so Maitreya Muni is describing the beauty of Lord Shiva's abode, which is Kailash. So that's a section that started from the slokas 8 onwards. So we see that in here, Lord Brahma taking all of them to the Lord Shiva's abode, which is known as Kailash Hill. And from 9th sloka onwards, Maitreya Muni is describing the descriptions, is giving the beauty of the Kailash hill, how it has been wonderfully decorated by many things. So in the 9th sloka, we see that it's full of different herbs and vegetables, and it's always sanctified by Vedic hymns, mystic yoga practice. So this is one thing very instructive for us. So wherever there is a chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra goes on, then it is sanctified, it's purified. So it's also mentioned, like whenever something is started, the devotees also pray this one. Om apavitra pavitro sarvavastam gato piva Yasmare Pundari Kaksham Sabahya Abhyandar Suchi. Like, wherever there is a remembrance of Lord Krishna or chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, though that place is not pure or pure, doesn't matter. It will be purified. Not only the external, even in the internal also, it will be purified. So it is a very auspicious even for us to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra at our house or wherever we are, so that all the surrounding atmosphere will be very auspicious, and it is it will protect us from any dangers. So here we see that this, even the abode of Lord Shiva, Kailash hill, also sanctified by Vedic hymns and mystic yoga practices. And Prabhupada also mentions that people who lives in this abode, so they are the demigods by birth, and they have all mystic powers. And beside of the other human beings, there are Kinnaras, Gandharvas are accompanied by their beautiful wives, who are known as Apsaras and angels. And then in the 10th sloka, we see that the mountain is filled with many valuable jewels, minerals. And the top of the hill is nicely decorated with various types of deers. And we also hear what kind of deers are there in the upcoming slokas. And not only that, there are many waterfalls where this mountain is decorated with many beautiful caves, and where the wives of the mystics are found. And in the 12th sloka, we see that the peacocks, they make sweet vibrations. Not only that, they are rhythmical, and the bees are humming, cuckoos are singing, so, and other birds are whisper among us themselves. So this is also very nice. All these different living entities, creatures, they have this ability to sing very nicely. That's a God's gift. Not only singing nicely, and it is also rhythmical. Of course, in this world also we see there are many people who sings very nicely, but some of them might be singing some materialistic songs for earning money or to get some name and fame. But it is mentioned in the scriptures that the perfection of the singing is to sing the glorification of the Supreme Lord. Then the scripture says that the person voice who is singing for the glorification of the Supreme Lord has a nice throat, even though it's not sweet externally to look at, but when he's chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra or singing the Kirtan of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then his voice is called nice throat. It's called Sugriva. So that's the perfection of singing. And Prabhupada, one of the Prabhupada disciples is Holiness Vishnu Janaswami. So he used to sing very nicely. His voice is very nice, and on top of that, when he sings with so much love and devotion, it attracts many people. So Prabhupada used to call him as a Gandharva disciple, because the Gandharvas generally they sing very sweetly. And if the one is not capable to sing very nicely, even if they speak Krishna conscious knowledge to others and inspire them to take up the process of Krishna consciousness, then their voice is called Sugriva, or nice throat. So in the Ramayana also, Lord Ramachandra shows this through this pastime of Sugriva engaging Sugriva. So Sugriva means nice throat. So with his orders and commands, Hanumanji and many other monkey warriors, they reunite Mother Sita with Lord Ramchandra. So the analogy is like, the person who speaks Krishna conscious knowledge, his voice is Sugriva, his throat. And then the Hanumanji is the son of air god. So that preacher, whoever is speaking Krishna consciousness, their words will be carried by the air, and it touches the conditioned living entity heart, and then he will inspire and connect to the Supreme Lord. So that was the analogy, So, and another lesson we see that there even these bees are humming very nicely. When I see these bees, and then we hear the lessons learned from the bee, that was mentioned in Bhagavatam in the pastime of Avadhuta Brahmana. Through Avadhuta Brahmana learned from the bee that not to accumulate more money than what we need it, because this bee accumulates a lot of honey, and then later somebody comes and kills the bees and then takes it away. So similarly, Avadhuta Brahmana learns from the bee that one should not endeavor or work too hard to earn material opulence, because it will go away at one point, or even while they are living, the thieves may come and steal it, or somebody can kill them and take it away like that. So especially not to ignore the spiritual practice for the sake of money earning or hard working for material opulence. Don't ignore the spiritual practice. So one should allocate at least some time every day to practice this Krishna conscious process or chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And in the next slokas, we hear how the Kailasa hill there are many tall trees, appears to call the sweet birds to come and sit. And then there are elephants. So when they are walking, then the Kailas hill seems to be moving with them. And then there are waterfalls resound. And with that, the Kailasa hill looks very attractive. And of course, so these elephants, we hear that they are very strong. It appears that when they're walking, it appears that Kailasa is moving. Because even in this world also, we hear that, the elephants are very strong. And Prabhupada used to mentions that elephant eats 1 ton of food every day, like 1,000 kgs. So it's a lot of amount of food items. And Prabhupada mentions that Krishna is providing for everyone's what they need to live in this world. Even those people who are not surrendered, then why not for the devotees who are surrendered or who are in the process of surrender? So that's some faith. That's a faith that as a sadhaka one should develop. Of course, I'm talking to myself. So, and Krishna also mentions in Bhagavad Gita that yoga kshema vahamyaham, like that. Now, whoever is surrendered to Krishna, so he will take care of it. And in this next sloka, because these are all the descriptions of Kailasa hill, the abode of Lord Shiva, how it looks very beautiful and wonderful. So there are many trees, and of course there are many trees mentioned here, like Mandara, Parijata, Sarala, Tamala. So there are many trees that are on this Kailasa hill, decorating very nicely. Not only that, so they also produce nice aroma. Of course, we may have probably heard some of the trees like Arjuna trees, where from the pastime of Damodar Lila, we hear that these 2 sons of Kuvera, Nalakuvera and Manikriva, they were cursed to become Arjuna trees. Of course, later they were delivered by Supreme Lord Krishna. So there could be some plants or some trees we may not probably heard or we may not see, but not seeing or not heard earlier, one should not think that this is a mythology. these are all fictitious like that. Because in the scriptures it is mentioned that there are 200,000 types of trees and plants. It's not in this universe, not in this planet, but when you look at all the planets of this universe, then that is the number that scripture says, that Sthavara Lakshvimsati, like that. So you may not see probably all the different types of trees and plants in this earth planet, but with that one should not consider these trees that are mentioned in this sloka or any other things as a fictitious or mythology, because there is a nature or a tendency of many people, they think that it is all stories or mythology, but this is a real fact, history. And then in the 16th sloka we see that there are many other trees like golden lotus flower, cinnamon tree, malati, kubja, mallika and madhavi also on this hill which is decorated. So these descriptions were given, and we see that how the abode of the Kailash hill is very wonderful. Even the demigods who are passing this hill to meet Lord Shiva, they were very surprised to see the beauty of this hill. And in the 17th sloka we see that there are many other trees also, like jackfruit, banyan tree. All these trees are in the Kailash hill decorated, and this we hear this banyan tree also. Lord Shiva also sits under the big banyan tree. Of course, this banyan tree that Lord Shiva sits is not something that we can see here, like, because this banyan tree is very huge. So we hear the descriptions of this banyan tree in the upcoming sloka also. So the height is 800 miles high, and the width is 600 miles around. So it's very big. And this banyan tree gives a fine shade to the Lord Shiva and all others who sits along with Lord Shiva. And not only that, it gives a very cool environment. And apart from that, even though it is a very big tree, there are no birds sitting on this tree and making noise. And the banyan tree where Lord Shiva sits, it is very suitable or conducive for meditation because there is no disturbance. Generally, when there is a big tree, then the birds will come and sit. But the banyan tree that where Lord Shiva sits under, so there are no birds. And another thing that reminds me with the banyan tree is the great faith that a cobbler devotee has it. Like, maybe most of you know this pastime where Narada Muni mentions to this devotee who is a cobbler that when he visited Lord Vishnu, what Lord Vishnu is doing is pushing an elephant through the hole of a needle. But when this cobbler heard, he was very ecstatic. He was jumping up and down. And then Narada Muni said, do you believe that? And this cobbler devotee mentions that why not? Because Krishna can do anything. He has unlimited energies. And he gives this banyan tree because he sits under the banyan tree and does his activities. He says that, from a small seed, this banyan tree came. Big, gigantic banyan tree. Not only that, and this big, gigantic banyan trees produces so many seeds that would produce many other gigantic banyan trees. So he has this great faith on the Supreme Lord energies. So as a sadhaka, that is something that I'm talking to myself to develop that kind of thing. And there are, the text 18, we see that there are many other trees like mango trees, all these things, so that are decorating the tract of the Kailasa hill. and in the slokas 19 to 20, so we hear the many other different trees like such as Kumuda, Utpala, like that. And the forest appears to be decorated garden. So it doesn't look like a forest. So it is like a decorated garden. And then there are small lakes with various of kinds of birds whispering very sweetly. And there are many other animals like deers, monkeys, that making this forest very attractive. and there are many other animals which are enjoying their lives in this forest. So these are all the descriptions how the abode of the Lord Shiva looks like. And how the demigods very surprised, because in the past chapter we hear that Daksha Prajapati thinks that Lord Shiva's opulence is very low compared to him. He lives in crematorium like that. But here we see that the abode of the Lord Shiva is very opulent, very attractive. So it's decorated very nicely. Even the demigods are surprised. So in the text 21, you see that there are other varieties of animals like Kannandra, Ekapada, like that. And there are many banana trees. They are decorating the small hillside lakes very nicely. And in the text 22, because many of these slokas doesn't have purport, but this one has purport. There is a small lake named Alkananda, so where Mother Sati used to take her bath. We see that the demigods seeing the beauty, they were struck with wonder. And Prabhupada mentions this Alkananda, the water of Alkananda is Ganges water. Because the Ganges is flowing from the hair of the Lord Shiva, so through the whole universe. So that's why Prabhupada mentions that the water that is in Alkananda is Ganges. Of course, the Ganges water flows through the whole universe, but it is named differently in the different regions. Like in the higher planet systems, it's called as Mandakini. In the middle planet system, it is called Ganga, and in the lower planet system, it is called as Bhagirathi, like that. And we also hear in the upcoming Canto, 5th Canto, 17th chapter, the origin of the Ganga, like how Krishna, when he appeared as Lord Vamana, he approached Bali Maharaj, who is doing yajna, and then he asked the 3 steps of land. And then when Bali Maharaj gave that word of 3 steps, Lord Vamana, with his left foot, he covers the entire high upper planet system. At that time, his toe touches the universe layer, and from that there is a small hole, and from that the Karanadoka ocean water leaks from that hole, and he comes on those water drops comes onto the head of the Lord Shiva. So that's how the origin of the Mother Ganga is mentioned. Of course, later how this water of Mother Ganges flowed through whole the universe is through that pastime is also mentioned, where like the King Sagara, when he was performing yajna, the horse sacrifice, Lord Indra steals this horse and kept at Kapila Muni ashrama, which is in the lower planet system. And then Sagara's sons, so they searching this horse, reaches to the Kapila Muni ashrama, and they think that Kapila Muni is the one who kidnapped the horse, and they were ready to attack Kapila Muni. But Kapila Muni, with his eyes open, due to that power, they were all burned to ashes. And then Sagara sends his grandson Anshuman, and Anshuman reaches to Kapila Muni, and then he requests the remedy for their sins to be destroyed. Then that's how Kapila Muni advises to bring Mother Ganga onto this area and flow from this land, so that their sins will be destroyed. Of course, Anshuman tries, but he was not successful. Then his son Dilip tries, and he was also not successful. Then finally his son Bhagirath, he pleases Mother Ganges, Mother Ganga, and requests tells to Bhagirathi to please Lord Shiva. And then when he pleased Lord Shiva, and that's how the Mother Ganga flows through the whole universe. So that's why it says that, this water is very auspicious. So whoever, even it is mentioned that whoever takes bath in the Mother Ganga, their sins will be washed. Not only that, it is mentioned in Bhagavatam that Krishna resides at 4 places where the Bhagavatam is there. So that's why it is very much recommended to have Bhagavatam in their home. And Krishna also resides where Tulsi plant is there and where Mother Ganges flows. So that's why it is very auspicious. And where devotees lives, Krishna is also there. So that's why it's remembering Mother Ganga or taking bath Mother Ganga in the water of Mother Ganga is very auspicious. It takes away our sins. And one approaches Mother Ganga with great faith and reverence. Mother Ganga also will give pure bhakti to us. As well as Radhanath Maharaj, he mentions in his journey home, even he received this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra from Mother Ganges only. Of course, not to personal form, but the water of the Mother Ganges arithmetically sounded that Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and Maharaj's mind captured it and he started chanting that Hare Krishna Maha Mantra like that. So when we approach these great saintly personalities, these holy rivers, with faith and for the progress of Krishna consciousness, it will inspire. They will inspire us to take the path of bhakti and move further closer to Krishna. So I'll pause it here, Prabhu. Thank you all for giving this opportunity. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vranda ki jai. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much,
I spoke anything in character.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhu, for a wonderful class and nice stories also. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you.